everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Jaydah. Please do me a favor by hitting the subscribe button if you do enjoy this content, and if it's not your first time here, thank you so much for coming back. And as always, please feel free to like the videos and leave your comments if you have any questions regarding anything that I say in this video or any previous video. So in this video, as the title says, we're going to be discussing some questions that you should be asking. So you should be asking yourself these questions, you should be asking your real estate agent these questions, and you should possibly be asking the developer or anyone that has ties to your property these questions, such as a mortgage specialist and so forth. I'm going to be breaking up the video in a few parts. I'm going to be telling you what they do tell you when you're about to buy a property, what they don't tell you, and the questions that you should be asking. Okay, so one of the things that they will definitely highlight and tell you is why the property is on the market, whether it's that the seller is planning to downgrade to a more sustainable life, or whether the seller is migrating or so forth. But they'll definitely have a storyline to tell you to try to convince you to buy the property. Moving on from that, we'll also highlight what's included in the sale. So whether that be that you get a free AC with the sale, you get tanks, you get hot water, any amenities that's included within the sale, they'll definitely highlight that to you. So that's something that you can look forward to. That's kind of the fun part of buying a house. And also they'll definitely brag about whether there has been any recent repairs or renovations to the home. So whether it means that the home literally recently got a new kitchen. If you want to see a perfect example of this, you can definitely check out my latest video, which is basically me visiting a home, a rental property in the UK, and being guided by a real estate agent. So we currently have an apartment hunting series on the channel, so go ahead and subscribe if you are into that kind of content. Also, your real estate agent will definitely brag about how good the neighborhood is. So that means that your neighborhood has the best transport system, or whether that you have a pharmacy, or whether the community is gated and secured. These are things that you will definitely hear constantly on and on and on. So following from that, the things that they won't tell you that you need to definitely pay attention to, but you won't be any less of an attractive seller if you ask these questions. All it means is that you're putting yourself in a better position to actually make an informed decision when purchasing your home. Questions that you need to ask, especially when looking for a home in Jamaica, is whether your property is located in an area that is often flooded. You know that in the Caribbean there are a lot of natural disasters that happens from year to year, just because of where the Caribbean and the countries are situated in the equator. So you have to find out whether your property is likely to have a landslide. You know, in Jamaica, the house on the top of the hill. You know, in Jamaica, the property is up on the top of the hill, and every now and again you will hear of a landslide or mudslide where the homes are literally just sliding down once there's heavy rain or a storm or a hurricane. So you want to make sure that you're looking for homes outside of these regions, because it can literally cost you your entire property, and in the long run it not go pretty. You understand? It not go pretty. Also, if you are getting a furnished apartment, this could be buying or renting. I mean, not buying, but this could be mostly for renting, or if you're getting a home that has appliances. I know in America, when you do buy the houses, sometimes you do get a fridge and stove. In Jamaica, that's not normally the case, not unless you're getting a furnished property, which I haven't actually seen. If you guys have seen that, please do comment it below. I would love to check those out. Want to find out how old the appliances in your home are, because some of them, trust me, they've been there for years and they've just been revamped, so it looks pretty, but actually it has a lot of years of service, which may mean that you also will have to continue servicing the appliances, which can become costly in the long term. So you really want to try to mitigate as much risk as possible before you actually have an offer for your home, before you actually place an offer in for your home. So while we're talking about appliances and that sort of stuff, another question that you may want to ask is how long I don't know how to put this, but you know, in the UK we have boilers, which a boiler is basically the system that keeps the house warm. So that's what we use to get warm air in the house, like the heating. Yes, that's what we used to get the heating. Sorry, my words are all over the place now. It's literally 12:44 and I'm so tired. But yes, you want to ask them where the water pump is. That's the main water pump. Sometimes in Jamaica it's in the ground, and you want to find out where your light meter is for your property. You want to find out whether it's going to be shared. In terms of the communal areas, you want to find out your property maintenance and what that will entail. Some realtors actually do go through the property maintenance with you line by line to let you know everything that will be included month by month, and some of them will actually try to cut a few curbs just to try to get you to buy the property, because oftentimes they are linked to the developer or there is some form of networking going on, so they do get a cut when they actually sell the home. So you want to find out how long these things have been in, especially in Jamaica. The water meter, I know every now and again you may have to actually have an upgraded meter. I know now they're trying to have smart meters going on, so that may actually have an effect on your bill in the long term. So you want to find out whether they have the manual one, the smart one. Okay, so now I'm going to highlight the questions that you need to be asking yourself and the questions that you also need to be asking your real estate agent or your realtor. The first one that you want to consider is whether you have excellent transport system around you. So you need to find out whether the transportation links works for you. Test out the transportation links every now and again. Like I always say to you guys, I don't think you should only view a home once. You should view it multiple times just to make sure that it's the perfect one for you, because once the money is sent, it is signed and closed, and it's not your home, it would be unfortunate for you to actually hate the home that you literally recently just purchased because you were rushing your process. So go on the transportation link, set the bus from Portmore town, take the bus, come back, see how you feel, you understand, look around the area and see how it work out. Try out the taxi them and see how it go, but you really want to pay close attention to the transportation links around the area that you may be potentially buying. Another main question that you want to ask yourself is, what is your budget? And not because you can afford to buy a house means that you must buy a house. You have to have a contingency plan. You have to know whether you will be the one financing your mortgage, or whether you're going to have a tenant and you have a little top up on top, or whether you're going to have an Airbnb, have it as a short-term rental investment kind of space. You need to think about these things before you actually go into an agreement with any bank. So think about your budget, and also think about it in relation to your pre-qualification letter, because what the bank writes on the letter is what they will give you, not more, but definitely it could be less, but that is set in stone. So you want to stay within your budget, you want to stay within your remit. And as always guys, I would highly recommend you speaking to a financial advisor. The sooner you do, the better, because they will be able to help you structure your finances, because it may actually mean that even though you can afford to buy a home now, your credit score may need a little bit of tweaking, so you may have to come back a year or two to actually purchase the home. So if you have the chance to speak to a financial advisor, go ahead and do it. Honestly, one of the best money you can ever spend in this life, right? So once you have those conversations, the next thing that is going to lead to is finding out what your budget can actually afford. Can my budget now stretch and give me an extra bedroom? You know, can I get more out of my money because of this? Does it mean that I may have to go outside of the central area and get something a little bit cheaper, but is more value for money, is more bedrooms, probably get a little garden at the back, probably have 2 driving spaces instead of the 1, you might have a little pool where you could have put up. You understand where I come from? So these little things you want to be asking yourself, and it's completely fine for you to have the conversation over and over. I talk to myself all the time, and as always, jot these things down. Also, a question that you should be asking a real estate agent is how old the property is, if it's a newly built property, or if it's a fix-upper where it's old but it just needs a few renovation. These are the discussions that you should be having with your realtor. And you also want to ask them how long the property has been in the market, because this may be an indication that there is something a little bit off with the property. Sometimes it's not really the case, it's just, you know, the seller's having a bit of a bad luck. But you want to find out these things because it would be a key negotiation factor for you, you could actually get a few bargains by finding out how old the property is, because if the seller is if the seller sometimes when the seller is really desperate and you have a strong enough argument, they will actually reduce their prices. So find out as much information as you can about the property, the land, the infrastructure. Find about the pit system, you know, the drainage, the plumbing system, if everything is working. And like I said, when you visit the property on multiple occasions, this will give you the opportunity to actually use the property, so you can use the restroom, find out if the toilet is working, you know, if there's any little fixtures that need to be done. You can always ask a developer to do that prior to actually signing. You know, you can speak to your lawyer and you guys can come up with a contract if need be, and then take it from here. But I'm just sharing this because I want you guys to have a positive experience when buying and investing in Jamaica's real estate. And this is my last one that I will leave with you guys. You will also want to find out what kind of stores are around the area and what kind of public places. So for example, if you have a baby, you may want to find out if there's a nursery nearby, because you may need help with childcare. And also if you have children, you may also need to consider whether there are schools nearby, especially if you don't drive. You know, it would be a lot more cost effective if the children could walk to school and walk back. That would literally save you so much money. So these are the things that you want to consider. Also, I don't know, you could also consider if there is a pharmacy nearby, you know, if people can get sick, a gas station, if it's close to key locations that you use in your life. I can't really say set ones because everyone's life is different. For me, I wanted to make sure that my apartment was close to Kingston's nightlife, because I want to be within the hospitality sector where I host and accommodate people. You want to find out what kind of stores and shop fit your investment property and then take it from there. So upon your multiple visits, you will be able to obviously scoop around the area. Definitely don't be afraid to also ask the neighbors questions. If people have been living in a development prior to you moving in, or before you even put in an offer for the home, ask them how they find it. How have they been finding the neighborhood? Is it safe? Is it that you may need to invest in some camera or even a security system? Nonetheless, these are things that you definitely need to be thinking about before you place an offer in for the home. Guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope you guys have been enjoying my content. If you have any video suggestions, please do leave it in the comment section box below. I really want to make sure that the knowledge is being spread amongst us, and you know, we're all educating one another. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. If you haven't already, please follow my community or real estate space where we have lives, we have discussions talking about real estate. The details will be on the screen and I'll have the link in the description box below. So let's get into the video.